So if you've downloaded the After Effects icon set, you will have gotten a zip file. And when you double click the zip file, this is what you're going to see. We have 4 folders. The first 3 are the icons themselves divided into a set of black on transparency. So if we take a look at one of these, it's just the icons in black on a transparent background. And next folder is in color. So you have the exact same icons but on a color background, and it's a different color depending on which part of the menu we're accessing. And then of course the third is same icons, except this time white on a transparent background. And if you wanted to, you could open up Photoshop and open up the icons in Photoshop. And if you want to make them a different color, it's very easy to do so. You just select your base layer, click on the Lock Transparent Pixels button, and then you can choose whatever color you want to fill the foreground with, and it's still foreground on a transparent. Save it. I'd suggest saving a copy. If you just press save, you'll overwrite your original icon. Just save it to a new location, and you can set up a script very easily to do this automatically, and I've done that. And it takes, once you've got the script written in the actions palette of Photoshop, once you run that on the entire folder, it'll take about 30 seconds and it would replace all of them. So once again, I would remind you to use a duplicate of the folder. So you duplicate this folder and run that action, and you can have all of these icons a different color. Very easy to do. The fourth folder is a Stream Deck profile, and this is for Mac users only. And it's for users, for those of you who are using a Stream Deck device. These icon sets were originally created to be used with Stream Deck, but their uses can go beyond that, which I'll show you in a second. So for Stream Deck users on a Mac, you would take this After Effects text file, which is a custom keyboard shortcut file, and you place it in, and you see the folder that it's in tells you where it would go. So you place it in your username folder, Library, Preferences, Adobe, After Effects, and whichever version number you're working from. And there's a folder called AEKS, Keyboard Shortcuts. So when you drop that folder in there and you open up After Effects, you can go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. There'll be a drop-down menu in the preset, and you will see that that text file will appear here. You select that. And it is based on the default After Effects keyboard shortcut layout, but there's a few additional ones in here that will work with the Stream Deck profile that you've been given. So once you've moved that keyboard shortcut file into the appropriate folder, you can open up your Stream Deck software, go into the Edit Profiles section, and you can import this file. So you direct it to this area here, and this is the profile right here. You double click that, and it loads in this After Effects profile. When we close out the preferences, you can see it's loaded up here with some basic main folders, but when you go into each of the main folders, it has a series of icons that already have the shortcuts assigned to them, and those shortcuts are based on that After Effects keyboard shortcut text file that you've just installed. So there's a whole series of different icons with their shortcuts, and they're showing up when you have your device connected. These mirror exactly what's showing up on your device. So all of these functions are now available at the press of a button on your device. Of course, you have a lot more icons available to you. There's over 560 in the package. a lot more than what's included in just this starter profile that you've been given. And so you can easily create your own. And let's just say for argument's sake, I want to add an additional button here to this folder. But you can be in any one of the profiles that you have loaded, or you create a new profile and start fresh. So in this case, let's say I want to start a new hotkey. You drag the hotkey from the menu at the right over to a blank space, and it's waiting for a new icon. And you can go in and let's say you're going to do, let's say, file add footage to comp. And you'll see this is one of the things with Stream Deck. Because I went back and was working on the Finder, it defaults to my default layout. So I'd have to switch back. A quick way around that I found is I can go to Edit Profiles, and whichever profile I'm currently working on, I would see this icon tells you this is the default profile. I deselect that, go down to the one I'm working on, select to make this my default profile. It's just temporary. And then close that out. And then when I switch over to here, it stays on the one I'm working on. Just a little tip. So let's say that with this hotkey, I want to make it add footage to comp. So I can drag this over, drop it on, and I would need to assign the hotkey for this add footage to comp. So when I go to After Effects, and you'll notice that the file structure of the icons mirror exactly what's going on in After Effects themselves. So you can find it under File is Add Footage to Comp. So when I go to After Effects and you go to File, you can see Add Footage to Comp. And this is active because I have a comp here and I have a piece of footage. And therefore this would be active. So Add Footage to Comp, it shows you the shortcut. Right there is a command /. You can also find if you don't know where it is or you've gotten yourself lost, you can always go into the Edit Shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, and you can do a search for the term. So footage, it's under File here, Add Footage Item to Comp. Same thing. It shows you command and /. And that's how you can find the different shortcuts. And you apply those shortcuts right here under Hotkey. So we would click on that box. It's waiting to see what shortcut keys we're going to use. So we'll do command /, and it automatically will add in text into the title and put it here on the overlaid on the icon. I tend to not use that because we're using an icon for this. So I will sometimes just cancel that out completely, or it may be a good idea to type in so that when you come back to this profile, you know exactly what that is doing. And you can pull this drop-down menu and you can deselect Show Title, and therefore it won't show up over top of your icon. So that's how you get it loaded onto Stream Deck. Now, what if you don't have a Stream Deck device? How can you use these icons? Well, you may have KBar. KBar is a wonderful application. If any of you have been following me, you know I've done tutorials, a tutorial on the use of KBar and how to set it up, and I've also provided a free KBar toolbar for the last year. So with this package, I expanded the toolbar to include icons that are in this package. So how can you access those? Well, first of all, of course, it's a zip file. So we double click that to unzip it. It creates a folder. Inside the zip file is another series of folders that are divided up into different menu items. And there is a JSON file. I call it a JSON file. I don't know how you pronounce it, JSON file. And that is what your profile is. So if you have KBar installed, and this works for KBar 2.0 and above, you go to your KBar. Here I've already launched it and placed it inside of my workspace. So I've got it sitting here along the top. It can be anywhere in your interface. It can be a floating window if you want it to be. Go into KBar settings. And you see there's nothing here, of course, just yet. Go into the settings and click Restore. And what I would recommend that you do is you would take this KBar, before you get to this point, you take the KBar entire folder and I put it in the root of my After Effects project on my root drive. So in the applications folder under Adobe After Effects, that's where I place this file. Then it stays in one place. It always, if you move, it's always moving with the application. So when you swing into After Effects here, and you have KBar installed and the extension is up and running, I have it just placed here in my workspace. It can be anywhere. It can even be a floating window if you choose it to be. Click on the flyout menu, go to KBar settings, and you'll see there's no toolbars here just yet. You can start adding a toolbar, but you can go into settings here, click restore, point it to your KBar Sideshow Effects folder that you've dragged over to your applications folder. Select that .json or JSON file. If you double click that, it tells you that the file was restored successfully, and now you'll see that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different windows, or toolbars rather. And all these toolbars are all set to go with After Effects. It was made for After Effects CC 2019. It likely will work. Most of these will work in previous versions, but have not been fully tested, but they should work. So interested to hear for those of you who are able to try it out if there's any issues with that. So you can see the main toolbar pops up. Now this is based on the toolbar that I've been giving away for free for quite a while now, with a couple of the new icons added in here. And as with a few of these toolbars, you will need certain plugins installed that it's calling for. For example, here's Element 3D. This will launch Element 3D if you have the plugin installed on your system. If you don't, of course, it's not going to do anything. And of course, you have access to the other toolbars that are here. There's one on expressions. There's a few expressions that can be immediately launched, and as well as scripts. And this is the same thing as the main toolbar. These also call to scripts or extensions that you would need to have installed, like Mount Mograph's Midas and Link and Focus and that sort of thing. And so if you have those installed, they will start those extensions or scripts. Now when we move over to the toolbar like animation, these are core functions of After Effects, and these will work just fine because it's calling out actions to the core application of After Effects itself. Composition, edit, layer, etc. In addition, in the entire package is a PDF. Now this PDF will also give you some information as to how to apply the shortcuts to Stream Deck, and it will also show you how to install the KBar as well. It goes over what I've just gone over here. In addition, it provides a bit of a menu glossary here of the toolbars and what each of the functions are. So it's a good reference point to see what the different tools are doing, and the ones with asterisks beside indicate that you must have that particular application or script or plugin installed in order for those keys to be active. And the rest of the manual is the icons, a reference point of the icons themselves, all divided into the appropriate menu items that you have available. So, with the names of what each one of them what each of the functions are for each of the icons. So that's it. That's everything that's included, and I hope you guys find a lot of use out of it. Look forward to hearing your comments on the forum. Take care.